but there are lots of junk men who will show up with anything, with like a pickup truck with some nonsense on the back, and pick up your garbage for less than $50. If
Kyle
it's something
always has a
crazy, it's like
guy.
100.
You
It
can do
blows me
that.
away. Like I don't have any guy.
I don't know
garbage
like the
to get
guy
people,
I just
I
know
don't
of
have a
services
guy.
that exist to like
he would
accommodate
find
me.
a guy. When Kyle was working out super duper hard, he had like a budget masseuse come to his house and work
Yeah.
every. And like I was like, I really could use that when I was working out harder. And
It's affordable.
it was not affordable around here. I didn't find anyone who wanted to come out and massage me. And did she bring a table to you, or he, whatever it was?
They will bring one, but Kitty has a massage table in her house. So it was like the lady was like, "You have the Komodo Dragon 10,000 massage chair?" And she said, "Yeah, I need a lot of massage because of." Okay, stop with the complaining, lady. I get it. I get it. Fucking started working and stuff, but I was so burnt out. It was one of the best massages I haven't had a lot of massages, but it was just tremendous.
Did she?
I
jack
remember
you
it
off?
cost. Yes, everywhere. It was messy. She cleaned it up.
Nice.
She cleaned it up. She had.
That's probably a
No.
relaxing way to finish a massage.
No, she was married and it was weird. And I didn't want her to rub my ass because she was just kept talking about her husband. And I didn't want to like potentially get hard.
Wait,
and
you
have
were
to flip over.
getting massaged, and she was so sure
she's
you were
like-
gonna try something that she was talking about her husband.
I think what it was Kitty was
She
like
thought you were
asking
gonna do
her about
something.
her husband. But it wasn't expensive. It was like $100 or something, if I remember correctly, to get a massage. I don't
The
remember.
one,
It's been a long
the
time
one
ago.
massage I've had, like that I ever this was probably 5-6 years ago. That my back, like my upper shoulder blade area, was just so uncomfortable that I was like, I'm gonna get a massage. Like it popped in my head, like, oh my god, this is something like smart people do. They get massages, and it was like $100, and like I think I like paid for like half an hour, and the lady was like at the end, like, all right, that's 30 minutes, or we can keep going for another 30 for the same price or whatever. Like, and I was like, like just yeah, just keep going, like just keep massaging my back. It was like. I really do see why people do that often. Like you leave feeling good and relaxed.
So I've never gotten massaged at a poker table.
I guess I had a good experience.
I've never gotten massaged at a poker table, although I've wanted it a bunch of times. But at the strip club that one time, there was like a real massage therapist there. Like nothing dirty. I mean, she was dressed nicely, like more like I don't know, more professionally, I suppose, but still a little bit sexy. And she was I was giving her way more money than I was giving the girls who were getting naked, because she was just massaging for like, I can't remember what it cost. Maybe it was dollars per minute. You know, it was expensive, but you've had handfuls of money, so you really didn't care, right? You're giving it to one of these women.
I feel like I could sell brownies and lemonade there, and guys with like tons of singles would be like, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Minute Maid all around, boys.
it's I remember that lady had the strongest fucking hands I've ever encountered. She was asked if like 1 to 10, like how much pressure, and I was like, I told her a high number, I'm sure, and she hurt me, and we backed way down to like a 2 or 3 or something like that. Like
I feel like you'd want to start at 5 to get like the idea of what middle is, right?
Yeah,
that's clever, but
if I wasn't drinking at a strip club with a wad full of money, Taylor, I think I would have been thinking more clearly and cogently. But
You know
as
what,
it was, I was trying to fuck everyone within my eye line. So it was like, yeah, give me a fucking 10, you Russian whore, or something like that. I might have said.
He was trying to impress her.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I was
you
gonna
have
blow her
painted
away.
quite a picture. I understand where you were at then.
There were buttholes and stuff. It was crazy. See, that
How
was
hard
when
do you
we
want
had
me to rub
convinced
your
those-
back? Did you
That's when
respond
we
like
had-
10?
Yeah, that was when we had gotten a bunch of fans to call their telephone and bother them a lot, and it made them think that I was a way bigger deal than I was, and that was real fun for a night or two at that disgusting strip club. It was dangerous part of town, and maybe Louisville, Kentucky, or something. It was scary out.
Dude, that
Louisville,
happened
Kentucky
at
sucks. I've been there recently. I'm sorry, Taylor. I got really excited. I stopped in Louisville, Kentucky on the way to that Colorado trip where I broke my leg, the recent leg break. And God, there's nothing nice about that whole town. It was awful. The hotel was awful. I couldn't wait to leave.
I didn't have my gun. Scott had a pistol on his leg, like on his like a little pistol on his leg, and I was like, hey, get that motherfucker and put it in your pocket so you're ready. Because we had to walk back to the hotel from the strip club, and we had so much money on us. We had so much, like, all right, like not a like impressive amount. It was too much money to have in cash on that street. Is what we had. We had way too much money to have in our pockets on that street, like bulging from our pockets because it was ones. You know, I was like, we get it in your fucking pocket and be ready.
Meanwhile, it was like $123.
Probably, but you might get killed on that fucking street for 123. It was dark and deserted. Like you didn't see cars on these streets. Like we were walking back streets back to a fucking hotel in a city we didn't know with like no assistance from an electronic device, just a knowledge that uptown is where we needed to go. You know, if we get along, we head uptown, we'll get there.
The uptown. I haven't been to a strip club in so many years. There is just something. I guess another thing is if you want to go to like a real full nudity, like crazy tier strip club in the area, like the St. Louis area, you have to go to East St. Louis because that's where they have all that bananas nonsense, and it is a dangerous shithole of an area. Like the name of the strip club is Pops Strip Club in East St. Louis, and people get murdered in the parking lot regularly.
Well,
and so I remember you've heard of Pops? Yeah, Pops. I
think it's big in NBA circles or something.
Pops is insane. Like I've been to Pops a few times, and it's every time I go there, I'm always like, this is so dangerous. Like there's people, like there's crimes happening actively outside of Pops. They have almost a semicircle of police officers at all times, pretty much, like late at night. And so there's like 6 police officers in a semicircle. And if you go out there and there's people smoking cigarettes or whatnot, and like something starts like even approaching a fight, like cops will get involved and people get shot there all the time. And so I remember this is years ago now when my friends wanted to go to those more, and they'd be like, let's go to Pops. Let's go to Pops. And it's like, dude, your risk reward profile is so fucked. If you're so stupid, you want to go to the most dangerous area in the country. In the country. I've been there many times. It's the most dangerous area. It's a terrible area in the country.
It looks dope. There's a motorcycle right on the front. What's wrong with you, Taylor?
I mean, there's a picture of one.
Come to East St. Louis on a late Saturday night and go to Pops and tell me what you think.
I will. It says Philly on the right, and there's a motorcycle. This is my place.
Are you gonna wear your motorcycle jacket?
Oh, is there a little food truck in front?
Yeah, I'm gonna show up on the Gold Wing.
I'm one of the dirty bastards. I've just ridden in from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm here to fuck.
And he's gonna go.
But is it that hard to avoid trouble?
Yeah.
No,
come on. I feel like
if you want to go there and you want to have a good time, chances are you'll go there and you'll have a fun time and you'll leave and everything will be fine. But as far as risks go, it's literally the most dangerous area. Like you have to go to the capital of Honduras to find a more dangerous area on this continent. Like
that's silly.
It's dog shit. It's a shit quality. It's an embarrassment for the entire region. It's an embarrassment.
That one business is?
No, the region, East St. Louis.
Oh, the region of East St. Louis.
The region of East St. Louis is an embarrassment.
I mean, was it ever like the pride of the state or anything? It's not like it was the road.
No, and it's not our state. That's Illinois. That's fucking Illinois. That's not Missouri.
Last time I went to a strip club, it's been I think it was that crazy place up by, you could swim across the Canadian border, wherever the fuck we were, like north of Cincinnati. I don't know where we were.
Like one of the Great Lakes.
I remember that there were 2 levels, and the strippers there was an upstairs strip club and a downstairs strip club, and the poles connected. So they'd be stripping upstairs, and then out of nowhere, they'd come down to your level, like spinning down the pole. And this bitch's giant fucking shoe flew off and hit her goddamn table and spilled like so much money worth of drinks. But you can't complain about that too much because you didn't want to get thrown out because we'd already had a few infractions in the group. You know, because everyone's very drunk, and I was, and like, by the way, this is one of those trips where nobody had any fucking money but Kyle. Like, I would be like, Jeremy, I need you. We're getting in the truck in the morning. we're going to Texas. What part? It doesn't matter. You won't be back for at least 1 week, maybe 2. He can go, I ain't got no money. I'm like, it doesn't matter, Jeremy. 8 a.m. And that's how we go. So I would have to fund his whole goddamn trip. So when we got to that strip club, I felt bad having him sit there like just po pockets like pulled out, like sitting over there like doofus because he pouts. He's like, you remember when me, you, and Joe Lozon were riding around to that pizza restaurant, and like maybe afterwards on those little cobblestone back streets of Joliet or south of Chicago, and Joe's like a jock, and he'll riff and pick on people, and you got to kind of like have fun with that and not take any offense by it. And I think we all at some point started giving Jeremy a hard time because, you know, he's an easy target or whatever happened. But we started giving him a rough time about something, and he started pouting. He pouted up.
He pouted hard. And by the way, Jeremy, I don't think Taylor's met him, but he's really strong. He's not ripped, but he's just stout, country strong guy. And I think Jeremy could probably kick my ass. But he cannot kick my ass while I'm sitting next to Joe Lozon. His odds are really low.
Mostly because of Joe. Yeah.
Also, he's in a state he's never been in before in my fucking vehicle working for me. Like he's not gonna.
He was driving very poorly. That's one of the reasons.
Yes! He was driving poorly. What's poor driving?
He'd never been in the big. All right, to be fair, he'd never been in the big city before. Okay, and this was as close to big city as he'd ever been.
The big city,
Chicago.
You know, there was some little back streets and shit. It wasn't anything crazy. It was but this was more intimidating than he'd ever driven before. By the way, another time I had him drive to Atlanta, he crashed. He had a crash calling a trailer full of toilets that I was about to gun down. Okay, he couldn't make it. No, he ruined a trailer though, and then they tried to make it out that I should bear the recompense for the damaged trailer, a trailer that he borrowed on his own behalf. I did not borrow that trailer. I said, Jeremy, I need to get my trailers, my toilets, and this door frame and bullshit, all this nonsense out to Atlanta to film tomorrow. Can you do that? Yes, I can do it. Do you need any help? No, I got a trailer. Cool. He borrows someone else's trailer. He wrecks. He damages their trailer. I have to get my daddy to get up at 9 a.m. and say, Dad, will you drive to the middle of fucking Atlanta, hook your truck up to this trailer full of horse shit and drive it to me? And he said, give me the fucking GPS. And he got it done. Jeremy, meanwhile, is like, hey, Carl, you know that trailer I borrowed that I fucking ruined the fenders on? That comes to $787 for new fenders. And I'm like, tough fucking shit. I don't feel like I should bear this recompense. My dad steps in, unbeknownst to me, fucking repairs the fenders himself, re-welds it, hammers it out, forges him new goddamn fenders. So now I got to pay Dad for his hours. He won't tell me how many hours. It's a whole fucking horse shit thing where they like made me the bad guy. But I don't feel like I didn't borrow that trailer. He borrowed that trailer. What if he borrowed a fucking semi truck and wrecked it? What if he borrowed a $250,000 big rig and wrecked it? Am I on the hook for that? At what point do we draw the line? How much can he borrow and make me responsible for when I'm not even, unbeknownst to me? I didn't sign any contracts. I said, hey, can you get the trailer out there? This cocksucker.
I see your point.
This cocksucker.
He's a real good guy.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Like a good guy.
He was a little stressed. He was driving poorly. He kept missing turns. He didn't follow the GPS correctly. And it's like he fucks up 2 or 3 times. And then by the 4th time when he fucks up, it's a joke. Like everyone just not.
We were hungry trying to get to a pizza restaurant, like Chicago shit. And there were these one-way streets. So he'd overcommit and he'd have to do a big loop to get back. And it's like on-street parking, right? You've got to like parallel park sometimes. And I'll be honest, like I didn't encounter that until later in my life. Like where we're from, you don't see that shit. There's big fucking parking lots in front of shit. Parallel, yeah. There's never a need to parallel park, like unless you're in a larger city, which he's never in. So he was making big loops, and we're complaining because we're hungry. We just want to get in the goddamn restaurant. And so yeah, I think we gave him a hard time.
So he just didn't know how to drive in a city.
Correct. Yeah. And he's my driver.